Ruby Jackson had been running Ruby's Roadhouse Diner off Route 89, Arizona for nearly 10 years. A former Army medic, she was known for her sharp tongue and sharper reflexes. The diner was quiet, dusty, served cheap coffee, heavy plates, and had no-nonsense rules written in Sharpie behind the counter. Locals respected her. Truckers knew not to mess around. Drifters were tolerated if they behaved, and bikers came and went. Ruby never judged, unless someone gave her a reason. One dusty afternoon, a bruised biker limped in, cut lip, bloody shirt, and collapsed into a booth. "Coffee, black," he muttered. Before Ruby could pour it, 3 unmarked cruisers screeched into the lot. Cops stormed in. "That's him," a deputy barked. "Down on the floor." Ruby raised an eyebrow. "What's the charge?" "Obstruction, assault on an officer, resisting arrest. He ran a roadblock." She looked at the biker. He just stared into his mug. She stepped between them. "This is a diner. You got a war?" "You interfering, ma'am?" the sergeant asked, hand on his sidearm. "You gonna shoot me over coffee?" Ruby said. The room tensed. Finally, the sergeant pulled out a file. No warrant, just a bolo on someone matching the biker's description. "Not enough," Ruby said. "Get out." The cops left, grumbling. The biker looked up. "You stuck your neck out. I've seen enough boots stomp the wrong people," Ruby replied. "Cole," he said. "Road name's Breaker." She patched him up, fed him chili and cornbread. He left without another word. The next morning, the desert felt strange. Wind shifted. Crows circled. Then came the low hum, like bees. By 10 a.m., the diner's lot was full. Not 5, not 10. 200 motorcycles. Hells Angels, outlaws, nomads, chrome, leather, patches from 6 states. They didn't speak, just stood in line outside. Ruby's waitress gawked. "What the hell is going on?" Ruby lit a cigarette. "We're about to get real busy." Cole showed up on a war-torn chopper. "You showed backbone," he said. "They noticed. The Brotherhood. You helped one of us. Now they're here for you." "For me?" "To say thanks, and maybe offer protection." Sheriff Dalton arrived in the afternoon. Full squad, state backup. He stopped cold at the sight of 200 bikers. Walked up to Ruby. "You sheltering fugitives again?" "I run a diner," she said. "Maybe try the pie." A biker stepped forward. His vest read, "Vice President, Nevada Chapter." He whispered to Dalton, "Touch her, we touch you." The sheriff looked at the lineup, then backed off. "Let's go." No arrests, no words. News spread fast. Locals called her the woman who stared down the law. Bikers called her Mama Steel. Cole started visiting weekly, sometimes for coffee, sometimes to talk. Other bikers came through like pilgrims. They fixed a roof, built her a freezer. No one messed with Ruby's anymore. A new sign appeared over the door. "Respect is served here, or you don't eat." Epilogue. Engine hymns. 3 weeks later, just before dawn, Ruby stood outside. The sound of thunder echoed down the highway. 200 engines strong. Not a single cop in sight. Business was booming. But peace doesn't last forever. One late Thursday, just before closing, a black Escalade pulled in. Ruby had just flipped a chair when the door creaked open. A tall man in a clean gray suit entered. "You Ruby Jackson?" he asked. "Who's asking?" "I represent federal interests. We're concerned about your associates. Cole Breaker Tennyson is wanted for weapons trafficking." Ruby didn't blink. "He bled on my floor. I gave him coffee and chili. You want charges? Get a warrant." The man smiled coldly. "That attitude will cause problems." Ruby stepped forward. "I've been shot at in Afghanistan, held hostage in Mosul, pulled shrapnel from a child's throat. I don't scare easy. Your $300 haircut doesn't scare me. He handed her a card and left. Chapter 7. A Fire in the Night. At 2 a.m., Ruby woke to an explosion. A propane tank had ignited the diner's back porch. She raced out barefoot, fought the fire till volunteers arrived. No one was hurt. But the message was clear. This wasn't an accident. By morning, bikers from across the region were checking in. Cole called last. "We'll be there tonight," he said. "You won't be alone." By sunset, the diner was surrounded again. Bikes in tight formation. Men standing like sentries. Then the Escalade returned. This time with 4 SUV backups. Armed contractors. No badges. No locals. Ruby stood out front, with Cole beside her. The suited man raised a bullhorn. "You have 20 minutes to hand over Tennyson or we come in." Ruby took a bullhorn. "Step 1 inch on my land," she said, "and you'll find out why I earned a Bronze Star and a body count." The bikers roared, but the SUVs advanced. What followed was later called the Battle of Route. The contractors had gear. The bikers had grit. Cole had been recon. 3 others were Marines. 1 had been force recon. It was brutal. No guns at first. Just fists, chains, tire irons. Ruby didn't stay back. She smashed a man with a fire extinguisher, cracked another's knee with a crowbar, dragged one through glass. She moved like a storm. The contractors weren't ready. Within 15 minutes, the SUVs were smoking ruins. The suited man ran. Ruby caught him by the trees. "Tell your bosses," she said. "You don't come after family." Days later, state troopers came. No one talked. No bodies were found. The desert kept its secrets. Ruby reopened a week later. Windows boarded, line out the door. Truckers, bikers, travelers all came to see the woman who made 200 bikers rise. A mural went up. Ruby in a leather jacket over her apron, standing in front of an army of chrome and dust. Below it, painted by hand, "You mess with one of us. You mess with all of us."